Starlink provides fiber optic level internet speeds and is a complete game changer if you're working on the road in an RV or trailer. The problem is it's kind of tricky to place an order, and there's a 1 to 3 year waiting list in most locations. Half the trick though is to just get your hands on the equipment, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do that in 1 week. I'm Scruffy Golden. This one's worth sticking around for. There are a few things you need to know for any of this to make sense. The first thing you need to know is that you have to register an address or a location with Starlink, and you must put this dish in that location. In other words, you have to use the service in the location you registered with Starlink. The second thing you need to know is that the location you want to use has to have sufficient coverage. Now, coverage here means two things. The first is that there's satellites overhead. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. But it also means that there have to be subscription slots available. If there are too many people signed up to use that satellite, Starlink will prevent more people from coming on board there in an attempt to protect the service. Now, this can affect you in a couple of different ways. If you're a brand new user and you're trying to place an order, you'll go in to register an address, and if it's in a location with insufficient coverage, they will put your order on hold, including the shipping of your equipment. They won't ship it. Instead, they'll put a little notice up on the screen telling you how long it'll be before service is available in that area. I promise you it's 1 to 3 years in most places. So if you already have the Starlink service, you are allowed to change your address. You are allowed to register in a new location. That location still must have sufficient coverage, however. So if you try to register into a location that does not have sufficient coverage, what will happen is the change will be blocked until one of two things happen. Until either more satellites are brought online to cover that space, or until somebody in that area gives up a subscription slot. Now, I don't know this for certain, but in the first scenario, it sure looks like Starlink's not going to fulfill your order until more satellites are put into place. At the very least, there's no mention of fulfilling an order if a subscription slot opens up. For instance, if your neighbor picks up her Starlink and moves somewhere else. However, if you already have the equipment and you've already successfully registered in one location, we know you're allowed to register in that location as soon as a subscription slot becomes available. Furthermore, if you're mobile, you're traveling in an RV, camper van, the usuals, you have the ability to pick up and go to a location that does have service or where a subscription slot does open up. So for millions of you, half of the trick is just getting your hands on the equipment in the first place. So let's start with getting this into your hands, right? That means we've got to find a location that has sufficient coverage where Starlink will let us place an order. Let me show you how to do that. So the plan is simple. You're going to find a city where Starlink lets you place an order. Then you're going to ship the equipment to your home or wherever is most convenient. Now bear in mind, once you receive your equipment, you need to be in the location that's registered inside Starlink in order to bring it online, especially the first time. This means two things. You either need to go to the address where you originally registered with Starlink, or you need to change the address in Starlink to another location that works and go there. Now, those may sound like the same thing, but they're not, because once you've got your equipment, it's interesting to note that there are more places you can move into than in which you can place an order. In other words, you may be able to move into a city that does not allow orders to be taken in the first place. That's the benefit of this approach. So you might as well start with your own address, right? See if you get lucky, right? So let's try that. I'm going to put in this address here. Now, this is not my home address. Please note that It is the address for a UPS store in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. And you're going to see that it won't take my order simply because most places in the US do not have the coverage needed. And you can see this little notice right here that says, we're not available where you want to be, perhaps by late 2022, early 2023, but I'm on Elon Musk time, so it's probably even later than that. And then you will see this $99. This is the most the quickest way you can recognize it didn't go, because if they don't take your order, they'll take a $99 deposit and ship your equipment when there's coverage in that area. Okay, so that didn't work, and in most cases it won't. So your goal is to try to find a city where Starlink's accepting orders. Now, what I recommend is you open up starlink.com, but you also keep Google Maps right next to you, right? Okay, so you're gonna just enter cities and pick one of the addresses that Starlink auto-populates to see if you're even remotely close, right? So I'm gonna put in Craig, Colorado. Just take any of the addresses, it really doesn't matter within Craig, say hit order now, and see if it gets there. I'm gonna see this $99 in the service. It says late 2022, no joy. So keep entering cities, grabbing the auto-populated addresses until you get some kind of a hit, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. Now these things can change. I have been using Sioux Falls, South Dakota for months in preparing for this video, and in the last 30 minutes, it has come and gone. Now fortunately, I did have a backup plan. I know Hays, Kansas is taking orders. So if you put in Hays, Kansas, and you grab any of the pre-populated addresses, you're gonna see one of two things. You're either gonna see a number down here that's bigger than $99 because it's gonna be $4.99 for the dish, some amount of taxes, shipping, handling, and plus $99. So it's gonna be more like $600 will be a number that shows up right here. Or you're gonna see this red text. What the red text means is, hey, we're gonna process this for you, but you've gotta give us a better address. What I recommend is going to Hays, Kansas, or whatever city you want and seeing if they have a UPS store. This is actually where I placed my order for my Starlink. And you can see here, it says 4320. You can copy the address, come back to Starlink, put it in the address box. Now do remember to click the verified address that they give you, right? Don't just hit order here, it won't work. Weirdly enough, it'll just say we're not placing your order. So hit the one they want, hit order now. This will actually calculate taxes and shipping and handling, and you'll see that the total cost is $597. The fact that you use something like a UPS store has a couple of benefits. First of all, they have a parking lot in which you can go out, plug in your dish, and bring it up online right there. So it's a bona fide address. You're not trying to sit out in front of somebody's house or on some private land you shouldn't be on. This one works. And so it's an address that's specific enough, but publicly accessible enough that you can use it. Notice if you scroll down, you can see that there's the shipping information, which is pre-populated, but you are allowed to change it. Now you can change this to your home address or wherever you want, your office or whatever. You can change this to an address that's more convenient for you. In other words, you don't have to go to Hays, Kansas to get the equipment. But here's a pretty cool trick. You can use this address for the UPS store, and I think many of you are probably thinking, oh, he's gonna say I can open up a mailbox or a PO box or something. First of all, it has to be a street address. You can't use a PO box, so that's a non-starter right now. The second thing is, so it is a bona fide street address, but you don't have to open a mailbox with them either. Now you might think that's a good idea, but you have to show up in person. And I don't know about you, but I did not want to go to Hays, Kansas just to open a mailbox, come back to Colorado, and then go back to Hays, Kansas 4.5 hours away once my gear arrived. But what you can do is you call the UPS store, tell them you are using them to ship a package one time. The UPS store will charge $5 per box. Some stores in the US in more crowded cities will charge $5 per box per day. Most charge $5 per box. Now Starlink comes in one box, So you can literally ship this anywhere there's a UPS store and pay $5 for them to sign for it and sit on it until you can get there. That is an amazing deal. And in fact, I'm going to use that little nugget for receiving shipments of all kinds of things while I'm on the road. That is really, really cool. So you don't have to ship the equipment to the registered address, but you do have to be at the address you have in Starlink when you try to bring your dish online. So once again, you've either got to go to the place you registered, or once you get your gear, you need to change the address to a place that works and go there. That's it. Within a couple of days, Starlink will tell you that they're shipping the dish and the router to the location you put in their system. And within a week, it will arrive, at which point you need to decide how to bring the dish online and get to the location where you registered. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind when you do this. The first is that I would not use this approach if I was trying to get Starlink up in my house. You need the flexibility to transfer to a location that has coverage. Your house just doesn't give you that kind of mobility. And in fact, the odds are quite good you'll end up paying for a service in an expensive dish that you can't use until Starlink gets some satellites overhead. If you've got the mobility though, you're living, working, traveling in an RV, camper, van, trailer, you name it, I think this gives you some pretty tasty options. The other thing you want to keep in mind, when you go to the location where you registered your service, in other words, when you go to the location where you're going to bring up the dish, you are going to need access to a 110 volt electrical outlet. Now, you only need one. The dish plugs into the router and the Wi-Fi router, and the Wi-Fi router plugs into an outlet. Now, I used the outlet on the back of my Tacoma pickup truck. I also, for a little bit, used the outlet in the back of my trailer, my off-road vehicle. I wouldn't be surprised if the UPS store lets you sit on the floor and plug into their wall for a few minutes. But regardless, you are going to need an outlet. Another note, one last thing to note, when you use something like a UPS store, the address is often a pretty wide area. So the UPS store I went to in Hays, Kansas, the address was actually a block by block wide and long. And when I first tried to bring the dish up, it didn't come up. And it took me a minute to realize that the address that I was trying to use I was out of the zone. And in fact, there's a map on the Starlink software that on the website that you can bring up and say, where am I? And I was only 100 feet off or so. It was very, very close, and it still didn't work. So you may need to either move your body and your dish over to the location that Starlink thinks you're at, or you need to move the map over to where you are. And that's one thing you'll want to keep in mind. When I did it, must have been on the edge. This would come online briefly and then just fall right off. And it took me a second to figure out that I wasn't quite in the zone that Starlink thought I was in. So that's it. I love bringing you life hacks like this. If you found it useful and interesting, please consider subscribing. Until next time, I'm Scruffy Golden. Live without compromise, and I'll see you out there.